Hello, Tim from Fair Play now on the 19th of October 2023. So I thought I'd have a little word about tomorrow. Of course, the 20th of October, around about 2 p.m, is when MP Andrew Bridgen will be standing up in Parliament to lead a parliamentary debate on the issue of excess deaths, which, as we all know, are happening in this country as we speak. And all over the country, up and down the country, people have been writing to their MPs to say that it is their absolute duty to attend Parliament tomorrow, to listen to this debate and try and get to the bottom of exactly what's going on with this issue, why it's happening, try and sort of open up kind of inquiries and investigations into why it's happening. And really, the House tomorrow should be absolutely packed out, and the MPs should be taking this matter extremely seriously if there's any justice in this world, because we all know, everybody knows, I think deep down, that this is a real issue, and anyone who denies it has frankly got their heads in the sand. And if the same thing happens to Andrew Bridgen tomorrow and he's speaking to an empty or almost empty house, well, quite honestly, that really is going to show that our public servants, our MPs, just don't care that their citizens are dying in excess numbers, and they don't care whether there's an investigation into it or not. I can't really put it any plainer than that, to be quite honest with you. And unfortunately, I think the attitude and probably what's going to happen tomorrow is summed up with this letter that I came across. It's to a lady who's clearly a constituent of a certain MP, but I'm just going to read this out because it just shows you, well, frankly, the cognitive dissonance that these people have got. So anyway, let's start off. So, dear F, I'll just call her F. Thank you for your email. I'm afraid I won't be in Parliament to attend this debate. Apart from being scheduled on a Friday when I am in the constituency holding surgeries and visiting people, I do not find myself particularly enthusiastic about sitting through another litany of baseless, bizarre and inaccurate load of conspiracy theory nonsense about V's and excess deaths. These are the best line of defence against the lurgy and many other illnesses. They have passed rigorous clinical trials and safety checks. I am proud that the UK has some of the highest safety standards in the world. Millions of people have been given a lurgy V, and reports of serious side effects such as allergic reactions have been very rare. With best wishes, Elliot. And that's Elliot Colburn, MP, Conservative Member of Parliament for Carshalton and Wallington. So, honestly, that is basically what he thinks. And I'm sorry, when I was reading that out, I had to use some of my usual code words for obvious reasons. And this video still might attract unwanted attention anyway, but I've got to speak out about this. But that is, I'm afraid, what we are looking at, and I have a feeling that many other people, MP wise, are up and down the country, have probably got the same kind of cognitive dissonance, the same kind of head in the sand denial. And honestly, quite honestly, the bloke's just an idiot. He's calling something that is, i.e. excess death numbers, something that is a proven statistical fact, and he's calling that basically a crazy conspiracy theory. I'm just, words fail me on that one. How can these people sort of take a fact, something that is 100% genuine, factual, and still call it conspiracy theory? Well, I'm afraid we've seen this kind of thing so much, haven't we, now, over the last 3.5 years, and I don't know what's wrong with these people, whether they've, they're just so brainwashed in their own propaganda that they just can't, really see the wood for the trees, or whether it's because, maybe they're just on board with agendas or whatever it is, or whether they just want to keep their head down and not sort of admit there's a problem, even though maybe deep down, I'm pretty sure if this bloke, if he's got any sense at all, deep down knows there is a problem, but he dare not do anything apart from towing the official line, in case his career goes the same way as Andrew Bridgen's, I suppose. He's probably quite an ambitious MP and wants to rise up the ranks and become a minister one day. Who knows? But if that's the case, I'm afraid he's putting his own selfishness and sort of career before people's lives. And do we really, quite frankly, need people like that acting as our public servants? I don't think so, somehow. So, anyway, that words fail me on that. But like I say, the debate is happening tomorrow at 2 p.m. and I think Andrew Bridgen's coming out into Parliament Square afterwards to do a speech to people, and I think there's going to be quite a gathering up there in Parliament Square. I think the plan is to meet up there around about 2 p.m. to show support for Andrew Bridgen and this sort of thing that's happening, this issue. And like I say, he's then coming out to speak to the people who will be attending, and I think the attendance is going to be quite good. I've already spoken to one lady who said she's definitely going tomorrow. Sadly, I can't go because of work commitments that I can't get out of. I was really hoping, because I've got something I've got to do tomorrow, and I did see a text from this lady who I've got to work for, which is saying, something's been delayed, and I was hoping the message would then go on to say, so I can't sort of have you round to my house tomorrow, but she's just saying, you're going to have to work alongside another tradesman, apart from, instead of being there on your own. So it's a bit gutting. I was hoping to get out of this thing, but can't, sadly. But I'll certainly be there in spirit, and I will be avidly watching any kind of footage that comes from tomorrow, so when I get home from this job, and no doubt making a video probably a bit later tomorrow because I've got a long day on tomorrow, so tomorrow's one will probably be out a bit later. Anyway, just to finish this off on a slightly higher note, I've been doing a couple of interviews, and one is with a lady called Karen Dodd, who I don't think she's as well known in the freedom movement as people like Richard Vobes and Andrew Bridgen and people like that, but she is a stalwart in the freedom movement, and she's the lady who runs the Uprising Shine events, which I've gone on about a lot in these videos, and also something called the Freedom Network, freedomnetwork.co.uk, which you might care to check out. So I had a very good interview with her on Monday, and that is now up on this channel, this platform, and also on my website as well. which has a slightly longer version, but the version here is pretty long as well, and it gives a really good insight into Karen and what she's all about, and her sort of journey through life and her journey through the nonsense of the last 3 years. And I'm trying to build up a series of interviews, I suppose, with well-known people in the freedom movement, not so well-known people in the freedom movement as well, and just seeing what their journey has been through the last 3.5 years, and to see, it's quite a good insight to see our sort of different but overall fairly similar approaches to what we've had to deal with. So I think you'll find that one interesting. It will be out at 8 p.m. tonight, Thursday night, so do look out for that interview. And then I've got another interview. Yesterday I went down to East Sussex, about 20 miles away to this place, where another lady, Liz, who's quite active in the freedom movement as well, and had a great interview with her. But get this, she also interviewed me. So that lasted for about an hour or so, and then I interviewed her for about an hour as well afterwards. So if you want a little bit more about me, coming up in the very near future, being, instead of me speaking direct to camera, being interviewed and being asked some quite insightful questions about me and my personal journey, look out for that. And obviously the interview by me to this lady as well. So both of those will be out very shortly. Anyway, gonna leave it there. Gonna get on with the editing of those interviews, and I will be back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.